arithmetic progression. Session 4. Let's start. Let's start with the formulas that we already see in the previous lecture, and those are the Sn is equals to n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Right? When we do not have the last term, at that time we use this formula. When we have the last term, at that time we use Sn this or this. Right? Any one we can use, because an and l, see, an is nothing but the l, right? Okay, now the sum of first and positive integer number, and that is Sn is equals to nn plus 1 by 2. So what does it mean is, see, if it is a 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, if it is given in this manner, then and only then this formula is applicable, right? Now let's move ahead with the exercise 5.3, question number 4. Now, how many terms of an AP must be taken to give the sum of 636? See, here sum is given, S is directly given 636. Here A is equals to 9. What is D? So D is nothing but the 17 minus 9. 17 minus 9 is nothing but the 8. Right? So this data is given. Right? Now let's see the solution. See, A is given, right? A is equals to 9. D is equals to 8. Sn is equals to n. And we need to find out. Now let's move ahead. Sn is equals to 36, that we already see. Right? Now we need to put the formula that Sn is equals to n by 2 in bracket 2 into 9 plus n minus 1 into 8. It is simple. See, we know the formula, and that is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Right? We don't know the n, so n remains as it is. But we know the a, so instead of a we put the 9 because we have the value. Right? Instead of d we have the value 8 that we put here. Sn is equals to 636, that we already put it down. Right? Now simplify this. Right? Now we simplify, we'll get is 2 9s are 18. Now 8 into 8 into n is equals to 8n. Right? Then 8 into 1 is minus 8. Then this 2 from the denominator goes into the numerator. Right? Now let's see. And 18 minus 8 is nothing but the 10 plus 8n. Right? Now n into 10 is nothing but the 10n, and n into 8n is nothing but the 8n square, and in between there is a plus, is equals to 1272. Right? Now let's move ahead. Now 8n square plus 10n, 8n square plus 10n. Now this 1272 comes onto the another side, it becomes minus. So 8n square plus 10n minus 1272 is equals to 0. Right? Now let's move ahead. So if we'll take out the 2 common, out of this, so इसमें से अगर 2 निकालेंगे तो क्या बचेगा? See, if we'll take out 2 common here, we'll take remain with the 4. If we'll take out 2 from here, we'll take remain with the 5. 2 from the here, we will remain with the 636, and that is in multiplication. If this 2 from the numerator goes into the denominator, it becomes 0. So no need to write. Right? Now what we have to do is we need to factorize it. So 636 and multiply by 4. We need to find out the answer, and whatever the answer is, so that answer must be divided in such a manner that its subtraction is 5. Right? So it is 53 and 48. So plus 53, because bigger digit gets the sign of middle term. Okay, now let's move ahead. So here, now look at very carefully. Out of this two, what is taken out common? Just think. See, we'll only take out the n as a common. What is remaining in the bracket? So 4n plus 53 is as it is. Out of this two, what is taken out common? So we'll take out common, it is 48. Minus 48, because third term is minus. So minus 48. So in bracket what is remaining is n minus 53. Right? Now we have this two term, and out of these two terms, 4n plus 53, 4n plus 50, sorry, here it is 4n plus 53. So 4n plus 53, 4n plus 53 can out common, and n, sorry, here it is 12, my mistake, right? So this is remaining. Let's see once again. Out of this two, n is common, so in bracket, out of this two, n is common, so out of this two, so what is remaining is n, 4n plus 53. Out of this two, what is taken out common? Minus 12. If minus 12 is taken out common, what is remaining is 4n plus 53. Now out of this two term, 4n plus 53 is common, and what is remaining is n, and here it is minus 12, right? So this is the thing. Now let's move ahead, right? So here what we need to do here is compare this 4n plus 53 with the 0. If 53 goes on to the another side, it becomes minus. So 4n is equals to minus 53, and this 4 from the numerator goes into the denominator, so minus 53 upon 4. And here n minus 12 is equals to 0. If minus 12 goes on to the another side, so n is equals to 12, right? So this is the thing. Now n is equals to 12 because n is always a natural number, so 53 by 4 is not a natural number, so we cannot consider this, right? That's it. Now question number 5. In the question number 5, the first term of an AP is 5, so A is equals to 5. The last term is 45, so L is equals to 45. You can say L or you can say AN. The sum is 400, so S is equals to given 400. Find out the number of terms, N we have to find, and the common difference, and D we need to find. So this thing we need to find. Now let's see step by step solution. So A is equals to 5, AN is equals to 45, and S is equals to 400, right? We need to find out DN, N. Sn is equals to 400, that is already given. But we have the formula and Sn. See, I have already discussed in the beginning of the session that whenever we have A and AN, at that time we will use this formula, right? So we'll put this formula. Now put the value. A is equals to 5, A is equals to 5, and L is equals to 45, right? Now it is 50. Now 50 from the numerator goes into the denominator, and n is equals to 16, right? Now let's move ahead. An is equals to, now what we have to find is n. So how can we find out the n? So n is possible only with this formula, right? Only with this formula. Okay, so A16, sorry, my mistake, n is already find out. Now we need to find out the common difference. Okay, so n is equals to 16. Now put the values. Now A16 is equals to what? See, is 45. Why 45? Because it is the last term, and what is the last term is 16. See, an is equals to A16 is equals to 45, right? Once again, see, n is equals to 16, so put this n over here, so it is A16 is equals to 45, right? Now let's move ahead. This 5 comes onto this side, it becomes minus, so 45 minus 5 is nothing but the 40. Now this 15 from the numerator goes into the denominator, right? It goes into the denominator. Now let's see, D is equals to 40 by 15, so D is equals to 8 by 3. So in this way we find out the answers. This is the 16 and this is the 8 by 3, right? Now question number 6. The first and the last term of an AP is 17 and 350. So first term is A, first term is 17, and last term L, or you can say AN, is equals to 350 respectively. Common difference D is 9. Common difference D is, and how many terms are there? So n that we need to find out, and the sum we need to find out. So there's two things we need to find out, and these three things are given. Now let's see. A is equals to 17, AN is equals to, that we already see, right? Now put the value in the AN, right? 350. AN is equals to 350, that is already given. A is equals to 17 and D is equals to 9. So n we will get from here, right? See here, this 9 from the numerator goes into the denominator. So now what is the answer is 37. If you divide this, you will get the 37. So 37 is equals to n minus 1. This minus 1 comes onto this side, it becomes plus. So it is n is equals to 38. Now Sn is equals to n by 2a plus l. Why we use this formula? Because we have the last term here, right? Put the values. N is equals to 30 that we already derived over here, find over here, right? Simply 38 by 2 is equals to 19. 17 plus 350 is 367. You can multiply this and you will get the answer as a 6973, right? So this is the question number 6. Now let's move ahead with the another question, the question number 7. Find out the sum of 22 terms. Sum of 22 terms means what? S22 we need to find out. That means what? N is equals to 22. D is 7, right? And 22nd term, that means what? 22nd term means A22. That means L is equals to 149. N is equals to 22, D is equals to 7, A22 is equals to this. The data is given, S22 we need to find out. Now we know that what is remaining, what we don't know. See, what we don't know in this formula, Sn is equals to n by 2. We can say a plus l. So we have everything with us except a. So find out this. We need to find out this a first. Then and only then we can find out the sum. So for the find out this a, we have this formula. So we'll put the values in this formula. A is equals to, we don't know, n is equals to 22. 22 minus 1 is 21. D plus a is equals to, an is equals to 149. Right, so A22 is the values. 149 is equals to a plus 21 into 7. Now see, this 1 into 7 is nothing but the 147. This plus goes on to the another side, it becomes minus. So a is equals to 149 minus 147. So a is equals to 2. Now Sn is equals to, we already discussed that if the last term is given, at that time we use this formula. So we have the AL means L, or you can say AN with us, right? So put the formulas, just simplify it, right? 22 and 2 is cut out, answer is 11, and this is going to be the plus is 151. We can multiply this, you will get the answer 1661, right? Question number 8, right? Solution. So don't consider this 2 steps, it is written by mistake. Just don't consider this and this, it is written by mistake, right? Okay, S51 we need to find out. D is equals to A3 minus A2, that we already see. Okay, now let's see. Okay, first of all let me show you that find out the sum of 51 term. That means we need to find out the S51. That means n is equals to 51. Now the third term, that is A3 is equals to what? 14. Now A4, right? The second term and the third term, second term and the third term are respectively 14 and 18, are respectively the 14 and the 18, right? So now what we can consider here is D is equals to A3 minus A4. D is equals to A3 minus A4, right? Now let's see, D is equals to 4. Okay, so A2 is equals to A plus D. A2 is equals to A plus D. Why? Because A2 minus A1 is equals to D. A1 is nothing but the A. So A2 minus A is equals to D. Okay, so 14 is equals to A plus 4, and that means A is equals to 10. Now Sn is equals to, see here we don't have the last term, so that's why we use this formula. Right, simply n is equals to 51, a is equals to 10, and d is equals to 4. N minus 1, that means we need to find out the 51 minus 1 is nothing but the 50. So here it is a 50 multiplied by 4. So here we'll see 54s are 200, 2 10s are 20, 51 by 2 as it is. right? If you simplify this, you will get this answer 5610. Right, now question number 9. If the sum of the first 7 term of an AP, if the sum of S7 is equals to 49, and the 17 terms S17 is equals to 289, then find out the sum of its n terms, right? Okay, now let's see. Solution. A2, A3 is given. Sorry, it is also written by mistake. Don't consider this. Right, S17 we given. Sn is equals to, right? You can just solve this and you will get the, see here. Instead of Sn, you need to put the 289. 289. Right. 7 by 2. 2a plus 7 minus 1 d. See, we don't know anything. We just have given S7, we have given S7 and S17, that's it, nothing is given, and we will find out the sum of S. So what we need to find? So we need to find out A and D, that is our main thing. So from this S49 and S17 we'll get the two equations and we need to solve those equations, right? So first equation we will get this A plus 3D. So how we can get this? This S7 is equals to 49. So 49, this 2 from the denominator goes into the numerator. So 49 multiplied by 2 is equals to 2a plus 6d. Out of this, what is taken out common? 2 is common. A plus 3d is equals to 49 multiplied by 2. 2 and 2 cut. So 49 is equals to and here it is 7. Sorry, this 7 from the numerator goes into the denominator and the 7 cut. So A is equals to, sorry, A plus 3d is equals to 7. Now similarly, S7 is equals to is it S17? So this is S17, right? So S17 is nothing but the 289. It is nothing but the 289 is equal to 17 by 2. 2a plus 16d, right? If you can solve this, so simple. This is 289 is equals to 17 by 2. So 2a plus 16d. Now this 2 goes into the numerator, 17 comes into the denominator. So 289 multiplied by 2 by 17. This is 17. 17 is 17 2s are 34. But don't do that, right? Don't do that. 17 multiplied by 2 is equals to, out of this what is taken out common? 2 is taken out common. So a plus 8d. This 2 and 2 cut. So a plus 8d is equals to 17. Subtracting equation 1 from equation number 2, what we get is, see, from 2 means this we have to write down initial position and this at the second position is equals to 17 minus 7. So 5d, how this 5d comes? See, if you can open this bracket, a plus 8d, a plus 8d this minus a, if minus sign goes into the bracket, it changes the sign of the numbers which is in the bracket, minus 3d. This a and a cut. So 8 minus 3 is nothing but the 5d. Therefore d is equals to 10 by 2. This is cut out and answer is 5. So d is equals to, 2. 10 by 5 is 2. From equation number 1, what we can say, so put this d is equals to 2 in equation number 1 or in equation number 2, whatever you are comfortable with. So I'll put it into the equation number 1. So a plus 3d, so instead of d I put the 2. So a plus 6 is equals to 7, therefore a is equals to 1, because the 6 goes on to the another side, it becomes minus. Sn is equals to n by 2. Now we don't have the L, so we'll put this formula, right? If we have the an or L, we can use which formula? Sn is equals to n by 2 a plus L, but we don't have this an or L, so we can use this formula. Okay, so simply goes with the value . Here it is not 17 by 2. Here it is not the 17 by 2. Here it is n by 2, n by 2, right? So in the end here, if you can see, here it is not 17, it is n, it is not 17, it is n, it is not 17, it is n. So if you can see, n by 2 into 2n, so 2 and 2 cut, so n into n is nothing but the n square. Okay, now let's move ahead. It is simple. See, main thing here is it is a bit new for you. It is nothing new, but as you don't face this, see, we need to find out the sum of n terms, right? What is n terms? So it is, the sum is must be in terms of n. So how can we find this out? See, n by 2, 2a, we know the a is 1, we don't know the n, but we know the d, right? So d into n is 2n, 2 into n is 2n, 2 into 1 is minus 2, and here 2, plus 2 minus 2, 0, plus 2 minus 2, 0. So in bracket it is remain with the 2n, so 2 and 2 cut, n into n is nothing but the n square. So our n Sn is equals to n square. So sum of n term is nothing but the n square. Okay, now question number 10. What is question number 10 is a1, a2, a3, an in the form of ap, where an is the defined as an. An means what? Nth term. It is nothing but the nth term, right? If you find out the 1, so a1 is equals to 3 plus 4 into 1, it's nothing but the 4 plus 3, 7. That means a is equals to 7. If we want to find out the a2, so a2 is 3 plus 4 into, here we have the n, but instead of n we put the 2. So here instead of n we need to put the 2. So 3, 4 2s are 8. 8 plus 3 is nothing but the 11. So 7, 11, and then what we can get, see d, what is the difference? See, 11 minus 7 is nothing but the 4. So 11 plus 4 is nothing but the 15. Plus 4 is 19. So this is the series that we get, right? Now let's see. And we need to find out the sum of its 15 terms. First of all, what we need to do is define the AP, right? From AP, where an is the defined as, and we need to find out the sum of 15 terms. So that way we find out the s 15. Whether you can put n by 2 in bracket 2a plus n minus 1d, or you can put n by 2. This is equals to a plus l, whatever you are comfortable with. If you want to find out in this way, you need to find out the l, right? Now let's see solution. An is equals to a plus 3n, right? That we already discussed. a1, a2, a3, a4. So all the differences are equal, so we can say yes, it is ak minus, see, this is just a, you can just consider this right now. I will discuss it in the class, right? It is same for every time. Therefore this is an AP with the common difference 3 and the first term 7. So here it makes an AP. Now we have this AP, right? So we can put the formula Sn is equals to n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? So S15 is equals to, right? Now you know now you are familiar with the how to put the formulas, right? So this is the solution. In this way you can find out the S15, and that is 525, right? So the second question we have with us, and that is in your self practice. So just do it by yourself, right? We'll move ahead. Let's start question number 11. If the sum of first n term of an AP, see here it is, here what is given is the sum means Sn. Sn is given 4n minus n square. Sn is given 4n minus n square. So what is the first term, right? What is the first term? That we need to find out the a. A is nothing but the S1 that we already discussed, right? So if you put here 1, so it is nothing but the 4 into 1 minus 1 square, it is equals to 3. So a is equals to 3. But what is the sum of its first two term? That means we simply find out the S2. So here you simply put the 2. So 4 2s are 8, right? 4 2s are 8. 2 square is 4. So sum of its first two term is nothing but the 4. It is simple, right? Now what is the second term? What is the second term? We know that S2 is equals to 4, S1 is equals to 3. But here what we need to find out is second term. Second term, that means A2. A2 is equals to A plus n minus 1 into D. That means A plus D. We have the A, that is 3. Do we have the difference with us? No, we don't have the difference with us. But at the same time, if you want to find out the D2, that means S2 minus S1 is also gives the difference, and that is 1. So 3 plus 1 is nothing but the 4. Now let's see solution. Sn is given. A1 will A1 A1 or S1 is equal, and that is 3. Right, now well, S2 is equals to A2 plus A1. Sorry, it's my mistake. S2 is A2. What I taught is S2 minus S1. That is wrong. Just don't consider this. See, A2 is equals to S2 minus S1. So A2 is equals to 1. D is equals to minus 2. Right. Then A3 is equals to A plus 2D. And we will find out similarly A10. Right. So A3 is equals to A plus 2D. See, we have find out the D over here, right? But now finding out this value, we can simply put here, we'll get the answer. An is interesting. See, An is equals to A plus n minus 1 into D. So what is A here is 3 plus n we don't know, because we need to find out the nth term we need to find out, into D. D we know, that is minus 2, right? So 3 minus 2n plus 2, it is nothing but the 5 minus 2n. That is our answer, right? See, 7 minus 2n, it is okay, it's not 7, it's a 5. It's not 7, it's a 5. It's nothing but the 5 minus 2n. Okay, now let's move ahead. Now find out the sum of first 40 positive integer which is divisible by 7, Solution, right? This is the sum which is divisible by 6, right? If you can form the formula, divisible by 6 means what? 6, 12, 18, 24. That means the table of 6 is divisible by 6. It is but obvious. Table of 6 is divisible by 6, or a multiple of 6, both. You can say divisible by 6 or a multiple of 6, both. Say, if you can say divisible by 6 or multiple of 6, the same thing is there, right? Right. Now A is equals to 6, D is equals to 6, A is equals to D is equals to 6. Right, we can put the formula into this, right? Simplify this and you will sum up with the S40 is equals to 4920. Now A3 is equals to A2D, right? I think we're done with the here. That's it. That's the only thing we need to find out, right? This, don't consider this. This is the from the previous. Don't consider that. Solution, multiple of 8. See here, it is a multiple of 8 means what? 8, 16, 24, then 32, up to 15 terms that we want. So simply what we need to do here is S15 is equals to 15 by 2. A is what? 8 plus 14 into 8. Right? You can just simplify this and you will get the answer. Right? It's a multiple of 8. So don't, multiple of 8 means what? It is 8, 16, 24, goes on and on and on. Just don't consider this series, consider this series, right? And from this series put the formula, right? The series is what? 8, 16, because it is a multiple of 8, so 8, 16, 24, 32, and if it is if it is multiple of 5, if it is multiple of 5, then 5, 10, 15, 20, that is fine. But if it is a multiple of 8, then 8, 16, 24 and 32. Now A is equals to this, D is equals to also 8. Now put here and you will get the answer. Instead of N, put the 15. Right, find out the sum of odd numbers between 0 to 50. So what are the odd numbers? So 1, 3, 5, 7 up to 14, and here we have L, but we don't know the N. So we know the AN. So AN is equals to A plus N minus 1 into D. So from that we can find out the value of N, and then you can find out the sum also. Okay, so let's see the solution. Right, and now what is D here? So D is nothing but the 3 minus 1 is equals to 2. Right, so just simply go with the flow. Just 2 from the numerator goes into the denominator. 2 from the numerator goes into the denominator. Okay, now 48 by 2 is nothing but the 24, and this minus 1 goes on to this side, it becomes plus is equals to N. So N is equals to 25. Right, now S25 we need to find out. Right, you can use both the formula, right? Whether you can use A plus L N by 2, that is also fine, or you can use this formula. In both the formula you will get the same answer, right?